Now, back to, I was looking to see there was something else that I missed right here. I don't see it. Anyway, type 1 hypersensitivity is immediate hypersensitivity. Type 4 is delayed. Like poison oak or poison ivy. You ever seen poison sumac? I've been around poison oak and poison ivy. And that's delayed. That may take a couple of weeks to show up right here. Type 1 is immediate. It's like the peanut allergy, okay? So you get exposed to the allergen the first time. Now, it's not going to be immediate the first time. It really, really isn't. Because it takes a while for these things to happen. They take a couple of weeks to produce antibodies. So anyway, you're going to go from this right here, T cell, you're going to produce a helper T, it's going to stimulate the production of antibodies right there. And B cell differentiation to a plasma cell, which produces antibodies, and the antibodies will attach to the mast cell. That's the last comment on the first exposure. Antigens, AB right here, attached to mast cell. Now, that's the first exposure. The second exposure is, now this is really important, the second exposure, this same antigen right here, attaches to the mast cell that has the antibodies on it. Attaches to the mast cell with the antibodies, right? Antigen plus mast cell gives a lot of mast cell activity. Now the mast cell produces histamine and heparin. And it's a massive release of histamine that's the problem, okay? The massive release of histamine that causes the vasodilation, that causes the increase in interstitial fluid, and these people can actually, the throat can swell up, and they can choke to death. It's the second exposure that's going to get them. All right, it really, really is. And that's what I want you to know about type 1 hypersensitivity. Now, let's see, there's an article on AIDS, a pandemic disease. Well, we know what the word pandemic is. You can go ahead and define the word pandemic in here if you want to. Go ahead and do that. Define the word pandemic. And tell me about the AIDS disease. Or tell me about the coronavirus. Either one. Either one. But now, let me tell you about AIDS just for a few seconds. The role of the helper T is to stimulate the antibody production. It differentiates the B cell and the plasma cell, which produces the antibodies. And I've heard it produces about 10,000 antibodies a second for about 3 days. Then it's done. But 10,000 antibodies a second is a lot of antibodies over a 3-day period. Excuse me, dadgummit. I'm going to finish this anyway. So AIDS virus attacks the helper T cell. Attacks the helper T cell, or the T4, because it's got a CD4 on it. Same thing, T4 cell is the helper T cell. AIDS attacks that cell right there. You can monitor AIDS by the concentration of helper Ts or T4 cells that you have. AIDS will win out, it has so far that I know of. If it hadn't, then it's winning out most of the time anyway. So an active AIDS person right there is going to lose their life, going to lose that battle right there, because they will not have a helper T, they will not have antibody production right there, and any antigen at all will overgrow. Right? So as far as the pandemic right there, more important, it's the coronavirus, more important, more accurate than what the AIDS virus was right here, okay? Now that finishes us up on chapter 22. I'll post these today. Today is Thursday the 16th. I'd like for these to be due by next Thursday, by the 23rd. And by then I will post the last chapter, chapter 24 on digestion. I would like for that to be due the following Thursday, the 30th, which is the last day of classes, all right? I'd like for that to be due the last day of classes, all right? But I'll talk to you more about some deadlines a little bit later on. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.